Welcome back to the radio room. We're still getting a little closer on the SB220. Hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. Enjoyed the 10-meter opening this morning. Lots of stations on the air. Had a little bit of a solar problem, it seemed like. It's quieted down a little bit, but back to the matter at hand. Got the front panel back on to the amplifier. And we're going back together quite nicely. Got everything wired back in. Got the metering and rectifier board back in. Got the meters wired back in. The switches. Cleaned that switch down there. It's looking a lot better. If you can see that, let me see if I can move this. The parts you're seeing there was nearly black before. So we got the corrosion and the dirt off of it. Cleaned up the chassis some more. Still got to get the fan put back together and everything, but I'm gonna wait to do that until after I get the tubes back in. And they're sitting right here, all nice and cozy in some shredded paper, where they've been hanging out while the rest of the amp was being worked on. Gonna clean them up. They're still pretty dusty and stuff, and I'll also clean the legs on them. They're not actually looking that bad, but we'll just run some contact cleaner over them, make sure there's no oxidation on them. Oh, what else? We're getting close. Like I said, really just got to get that side put back in, get the tubes cleaned up and put back in. I'll go ahead and put make sure these aren't oxidized or anything. These are the plate connections to the tubes. And we'll get the fan put back in, get the case ball put back together, and then see if we can turn this thing on. Make sure it's still working. The only downside is, the more I've been looking at this thing and trying to figure out exactly how to fully test it, I'm not going to be able to fully test it. I don't have an antenna system that will handle 1.5 kilowatts. So, and I don't have a dummy load either that'll handle that. So, I'm going to put it back together. We'll get it back to the owner and let him do a testing on it. See if he has any problems with it. If so, we'll see if we can't remedy them. Give you a nice full round view here. Things are a lot cleaner. I've done a lot of cleaning this morning in there. Got a little bit back there in that corner. It looks like I might need to get to a little bit. But other than that, it's coming together pretty good. We'll be back later in the next video, and hopefully we'll turn the thing on and make sure that we're showing the right amount of plate voltage and everything. As long as that's showing good, we should be good. Other than that, I won't be able to test it until it gets back to the owner and he can make sure it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Like I said, if it's got a problem, I'll just work with them and we'll get it going back together again. So, we'll see you here in a little bit, hopefully, with it plugged in and some plate voltage on it, making sure everything looks like it's working good. Like I said, no way to test it on air on full output power at this time. Just I don't have an antenna system or a dummy load to run it into, so we'll see what happens after that. All right, bye for now.